Hey y'all, it's Katie. Hope everyone's doing well. As you probably know, today is the first day of November, which means two things that are important to me. First off, November is Mental Health Awareness Month. Luckily, right now we're living in a time where a lot more people are willing to acknowledge that mental illness is really real and something that is very detrimental and affects a lot of people, and we're getting better about having access and resources for people who are mentally ill. If you can spend just 5 minutes looking up some statistics or learning a little bit more about mental illness, you can really be a huge help to the people around you, and it's just good to know as a human living in a world full of people with brains who might get sick. You can also support NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, through volunteering, donating, or even buying merch where the royalties go to NAMI. I've been involved with NAMI for a few years now. This is something that's very, very important to me, really hits close to home, and something that I think is immensely important even outside of myself. That's all I'm really going to say in this video about it, but if you have any questions or you want to talk about anything related to mental health awareness, mental illness, or NAMI, please don't hesitate to hit me up. All of my social medias are in the links below, and you can always comment on this. The second thing that November means is that it is National Novel Writing Month. NaNoWriMo. I heard someone pronounce it NaNoWriMo the other day for the first time, and my brain was very confused. So, if you have not heard of NaNoWriMo, it is a month wherein people try to write a 50,000 word novel within the month, which comes out to like 1,667 words a day. It's definitely a challenge, but it's a lot of fun, and it really gets the community vibing together. On the website, you can define your novel, you can give it a title, an excerpt, and a description, or you can just have it TBA and just have your goal, and you can like track your progress on this nifty little chart. The nifty little chart becomes scary if you fall really far behind. There's also things where you can connect with other people and add them as like friends or follow them or whatever, and you get little motivational emails from writers like once a week or something. I know some people don't really like the idea of NaNoWriMo. They think if you need to designate a month to write a novel, then you must not be dedicated or you must be lazy. But honestly, I think the fact is that life is hard and busy, and unless you set aside the time and you have a specific goal and a manageable time frame, it's really hard to write. NaNoWriMo gives you kind of like a time frame where you're like, okay, well, I'm writing a lot and this is really hard, but at the end of the month, I know that it'll be over. And it gives you specific goals and encouragements, and I just think it really facilitates writing in bulk. I am planning on doing NaNoWriMo this year. This will be, I think, the third year, but those are not consecutive. I definitely skipped like 2 years in there. The first year I did it, I did get to like 30,000 words. Honestly, probably one of my prouder accomplishments. Last year I got maybe 10,000. I did not get very much done. College is hard, kids. This year I am really, really busy. I don't have a lot of time, and honestly I probably shouldn't be doing NaNoWriMo because I'm really just going to stress myself out. But I really do want to do it, so I'm going to set myself a goal much lower. I'm not going to be attempting to do 50,000 words or 1,667 a day. I'm going to try to shoot for like 500 words a day, which really is probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be more like I write enough words for 4 days in one day, and then I don't write for 5 days. I definitely would say if you've never done Nano before, even if you have, having a friend that you kind of do it with or talk to about it is super helpful, whether you're just writing together, like you're like, oh, like come over and we'll eat pizza and write, or like, oh, let's meet up at the library after school, or whatever it may be that works best for you. I think it just really helps, just like when you have like a gym buddy, not that I've ever done that, but you kind of have another person motivating you and kind of encouraging you, and sometimes if you do have them to where they can read what you're writing, the encouragement and the feedback can help you move along. I think the biggest thing for me especially is that I'm such a perfectionist that it takes forever for me to get that word count. And the biggest thing about Nano is that you can't take forever. You have to get it done because you're going to miss the next day. And whenever like published writers give tips, it's always like just write and then go back and edit. Like you have to get the bull out of the way. Like maybe you'll have 2 terrible pages, but maybe you won't be able to get that wonderful, amazing, perfect page until you're done with those 2. So like get it all out, just write everything, even things that you're not sure, skip pages if you need to. And I always have such a hard time doing that, but Nano kind of encourages me to. Definitely something that I'm hoping to work on this year because I'm still really bad about it. And I really would like to get one of the novels that I've started finished, or at least a lot further along the path than it is right now. I think also if you do need to set a lower goal than 50,000, letting yourself do that is super important and can help you instead of just quitting. Like, I know I always want to be like, oh, like I'm just not going to do it this year, but like if I set a low goal, I can totally do it, and then I'll feel encouraged and feel good about myself and have done this thing and have more of my novel done, and it'll be great. Like, there are no cons there. I mean, I might be like a teeny bit sleep deprived, but that would probably happen anyway. I just think Nano is such a fun time of year. I love going on the hashtag and seeing everyone writing, what everyone's saying, if they're curled up with a cup of coffee, if they're typing, if they've got a notebook, if they're on their couch at work, if they're sneaking it in or setting aside time. Like, I just think it's so fun that so many people from all over can come together and just write their hearts out for a month. So if you're planning on doing NaNoWriMo, let me know. Love to talk to you about it. I'm really excited. A couple of my friends from school are doing it, so hopefully we can get together and write a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Have a good one, y'all.